Evening guys, this is my new two-hand melee focus build, so let's begin the build showcase with attributes, 21 points in contempt for base damage and 5% attack speed, into resolve to get shield drain, into passion to get potency, to increase the duration of yellow booster. Into perks, we want to aim for the movement speed, Call the Weak, which gives us permanent 50% damage bonus against enemies affected by debuffs. Considering that we will always apply debuff, we will have permanent 50% damage bonus. And Blessing of Saint Victorious. Into defenses, we want to aim to get as much defense as possible. My physical hit and warp resistances are maxed out. Suppression damage reduction is also maxed out thanks to my Inquisitor. 50% suppression damage reduction when an energy shield is active. Considering that we will always have energy shield active, thanks to shield rave, our suppression damage reduction will always be maxed out. Now regarding offensive stats, 383 base damage, critical hit chance is 48, but with passives is above 50. Critical hit strength is 65, but with gear and passives it's above 90, and when we activate Inquisitor it's above 130, which allows us to deal higher critical damage. We have 167 bonus damage against low-end enemies. Consider that our enemies are always low, we will have permanent damage bonus to area and to single target skills, 63 movement speed, which is quite good, especially if we want to do like fast clears in long crusades, and some points into cooldown reduction, which I also think is pretty important part of this build. And before I move to passives, I want to also say this. Perks can be, of course, be changed depending on the situation. If you're fighting high-level bosses, like in seasonal missions, you can swap to Burning Piety and Fate and Fury to get permanent 135% damage bonus. But if you're doing Von Crusades and speed clears, I would highly advise to use these perks, which syncs pretty well with build overall. Regarding passives, we want to get almost everything into melee combat. We want to aim for the Overwhelm, Hasten, which will give us 20% movement speed on melee kills for 5 seconds, and this one, melee damage bonus to the next attack on deflect, stacks up to 10 times. Considering that we invested quite a few points into deflect, this one syncs pretty well with that one. Into single DPS, we went for the repulsive bionics, 50% suppression damage bonus if you use single target ability continuously against the enemy. Area of Effect, we want to aim for this one, 5 critical hit strength, enhanced radius and enhanced range, and this one, which gives 7% melee damage bonus to area effect skills. Everything into physical attacks, trauma, mercy kill. Into damage over time, we want to aim for this one. This is actually one of the most important, if not the most important skill, because it syncs pretty well with the purity seal of trauma, inflicts bleed on critical hit, and bleeding enemies are slow as well. Into debuffs, we want to get everything into debuffs, everything into critical hit. Into Act of Fate, we want to aim for this one, which will allow us to get 30% damage reduction to our Act of Fate skill, considering that we are only using one Act of Fate. Into movement speed, we want to aim for the overreaction, minus 5% from the remaining cooldown on deflect, which I explained already that I invested quite a few points into deflect, and everything into defense, of course. My Acts of Fate stayed the same compared to previous build. I'm still using tactical jump and sweep. Those two are especially strong when we pair it with a melee build. So basically we jump in, pull everyone and burst them down with our melee skills, which is a combination of AoE skills and single target skills when we fight bosses. So yeah, in second rights I decided to still keep Burning Devotion. It's basically a free fiery aura, which stacks pretty well with our hit aura from the Psalm Doctrine. So yeah, this one will help us enter Enrage state because we get 1 Enrage token per critical hit. When in Enrage state, we basically produce Shocking Aura, 5.9% damage bonus per Enrage token. Basically, we will get 20 Enrage tokens times 6%. That's basically almost times 5.9% damage bonus. That's basically almost 120% damage bonus when we enter Enrage state. Suppression damage bonus in Enrage state. Purity Seal of Trauma, of course, is a crucial part of this build. I already explained in previous sections how important this one is. Regarding Seraphim armor, I was looking to get immunity to dot enchant, but I was not able to get that, so I decided to go with this one. Inoculator effect is also crucial. On activation, we get 400% damage bonus and 40% critical hit strength and 10% supreme critical hit chance. Regarding my weapon, I'm using Power Maul. enemies explode on kill, dealing 50% of base damage and shocking enemies in the area, which is like pretty huge. This one, of course, should be a crucial part of every high-end build. And single of oppression, 40% damage bonus and 10% to stun against loan-shocked enemies. Considering that our enemies are always loan-shocked, we will have permanent 40% damage bonus. Into main implant, I'm using 10 critical hit strength and 25% damage bonus for single target skills. In Holy Censor, I'm again also using 10 critical hit strength and 25% damage bonus for single target skills. Into Seraphim armor, I decided to use Ethereal as Absalom Doctrine. Ethereal is a crucial part of this build, and if you decide to follow this build guide, or if you decide to use any other melee build, I would highly advise to use this one, because it will save your life multiple times. Into Inoculator, I decided to use Shocked Psalm Doctrine. Into Power Maul, I'm using, of course, Healed Aura, Shield Rain. I covered everything regarding this build. I'm now going to include the 118 clear so you can see this build in action, of course. And I would also highly recommend to watch my other build guides that I already posted on my channel. So yeah, thank you for watching this video, like, share and subscribe of course, and see you guys, peace.